What's up everyone, Munching Orange here, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon news update video. All aboard the Sun and Moon hype train because it does not stop, and today we've got the reveal of 4 brand new Pokemon, as well as the official English reveal of Mimikyu and Beware. Best Pokemon name ever, though maybe not the best Pokemon ever. I can't believe we already have another trailer and 4 new Pokemon to take a look at, as well as some other awesome features coming to Sun and Moon. So get excited, get hype, and let's get to it. First off is the music in this trailer. Holy moly, this is sounding really good, and it's got me pumped up for Sun and Moon. I don't think I'd heard this track specifically before, but sounds pretty good, man. Anyway, the first of our newly revealed Pokemon is going to be Wimpod, the Turn-tail Pokemon. This little arthropod is a bug and water type, which was previously a typing exclusive to Surskit. As his name implies, Wimpod is literally a wimp. He even has an ability called Wimp Out, which when the Pokemon's HP drops below half, it'll run away or swap out in battle. At first, I thought this was only for like the wild Wimpod, so I'm like, why is this ability ever useful? But I guess if in regular battles you can also swap it out once it's half HP, doesn't sound that bad. It's like a forced U-turn, but I'm not sure about the usefulness of it yet. It's a pretty cool Pokemon though, reminds me a little bit of Kabuto, but maybe that's because they're both based on trilobites, or at least appear to be trilobites. Unlike Kabuto though, Wimpod doesn't appear like it's going to be a fossil Pokemon, especially not having the rock typing that fossils typically have, so with the bug and water typing, seems like a pretty cool addition to the Sun and Moon team. Now moving right along, we've got Bounsweet, the fruit Pokemon, also known as the most tragic Pokemon to ever live. You'd think I'm exaggerating, but Bounsweet seriously can't catch a break. According to the Pokemon site, this Pokemon exudes such a sweet aroma that other Pokemon are attracted to it and tend to swallow it whole. When trying to escape its predators, Bounsweet can only skip along the ground, so when it's running away, it actually looks so innocent that no one thinks it's in trouble and therefore can't help it. And if that wasn't sad enough, the people of Alola actually use Bounsweet as an air freshener. That's right, this Pokemon is about as helpful as a bottle of Febreze. A tragic life indeed. It's not all bad though, as it gets the Leaf Guard and Oblivious abilities. Both of those are actually pretty good, with Leaf Guard preventing it from being afflicted by status conditions, and Oblivious of course preventing it from being infatuated or taunted. You can bounce away all the status ailments you want, but if you're just gonna get swallowed whole by a Pokemon, not sure that Bounsweet is gonna make the toughest opponent, but still a pretty cute Pokemon. Also, what the heck, it is literally Hoppip 2.0. Hop, bounce, same thing, right? Oh well, hope you're all feeling nice and comfy right now because our next Pokemon is Comfey. Is this thing really called Comfey? Comfey is a pure fairy type and it is known as the Posy Picker Pokemon. What the heck is a Posy? Oh, well I guess that makes sense, but it should really be known as the Lei Pokemon. In Hawaiian culture, a lei is a wreath of flowers presented when you leave or arrive as a symbol of affection, and it seems Comfey plays the same role in the Alola region, as it likes to give these rings of flowers it creates to those it's fond of. Now upon first look, this Pokemon definitely reminded me of Klefki, and the similarities are totally there, with them both being fairy type Pokemon that seem to carry around inanimate objects. Klefki of course carries keys, and Comfey carries flowers. Now the most interesting thing about this Pokemon comes from its new ability called Triage. This ability allows Comfey's restorative moves to gain the highest priority in battle. And we can see it in effect here when Comfey uses what looks like Synthesis. Now this sounds similar to the Prankster ability, which of course gives priority to status moves, but in this case for healing moves. Now this sounds like a pretty cool new ability, but I'm not sure how helpful it will be, especially on Comfey, because it seems like a pretty frail Pokemon, but I'm sure if some other Pokemon get this ability, or if Comfey actually has a stronger evolution, it'll actually be pretty powerful. But overall, Comfey seems like a pretty good Pokemon, meant to make you feel soothed and comfortable. Maybe that's why its name is Comfey. Next up is my favorite of this new bunch of Pokemon, and whoa, hold your horses! You see what I did there? This is Mudsdale, the draft horse Pokemon. It seems Pokemon has been teaching me a lot about real animals today, as I had no idea what draft horses are, but definitely the inspiration for Mudsdale here with the feathered feet. Except on Mudsdale, of course, this is mud instead of hair, and this mud is actually what allows it to have such powerful force with its kicks. One kick from a Mudsdale and your car could become a pile of scrap. Now that's some good horsepower. That's enough bad horse puns, but speaking of horsepower, Mudsdale has a new attack called High Horsepower, which kicks back with a wallop. Now this attack is super effective on Togedemaru, which is a steel and electric type, so I'm not sure if this is a fighting or a ground type attack, but judging by Mudsdale being a ground type, seems more likely that's what it would be. Now in the abilities department, Mudsdale can have one of two, the first being Own Tempo, which prevents the Pokemon from being afflicted by confusion. Or it can have the amazing new Stamina ability, which makes the Pokemon's defense stat go up by 1 when it's hit by an attack. I'm not sure if this means any attack at all or just contacting or physical attacks, but if it's every attack, this is a pretty strong ability. Every single time Mudsdale is hit, his defense will go up. Now that does it for the new Pokemon reveal today, but in case you missed it, 2 more Pokemon were announced a couple of days ago, and today we have the official English information for them as well. So first up is Ghost Pikachu, who is now officially known as Mimikyu, keeping that Japanese name like a true OG. I know a lot of people would have liked the name Peekaboo, but it didn't really make sense as this Pokemon really has no relation to Pikachu at all. In fact, Mimikyu is just so dreadfully lonely that it thought the only way it could make friends with humans was if it looked like Pikachu. And so Mimikyu draws eyes on a piece of cloth to make it look like Pikachu. But the Mimikyu hiding underneath the cloth really has nothing to do with Pikachu, and it's just the Ghost and Fairy disguised Pokemon. Now we do get to learn about Mimikyu's unique ability called Disguise, which allows it to escape from an enemy's attack once. This ability is busted! No, literally, it says it right there. It might just be busted though, as the Disguise ability essentially gives you a free substitute the first time you're gonna get hit. Only the first hit though, and afterwards Mimikyu will change appearance for the rest of the battle. It's still a pretty powerful ability for being able to take a hit and not take any damage the first time, and I'm curious to see how people will make use of this ability with Mimikyu. Now finally we have the best Pokemon name ever. Beware of the Beware! Previously known as Kitaruguma, Beware is a little bit easier to say and is known as the Strong Arm Pokemon. Now of course its name comes from Beware because this Pokemon is really dangerous. We learned that it's actually so strong that it can snap anything in half, including its own trainer. We also learned about its new ability, Fluffy. The Fluffy ability will actually half the damage Beware takes from attacks that make direct contact. This is similar to Furfro's ability Fur Coat, but I guess that one halves damage from all physical moves, and Beware's Fluffy will only half damage from direct contact moves. That's still a heck of a lot of attacks that this ability can block damage from, but it has a downside in that it also makes Beware take double damage from fire type attacks. I really like how in the trailer they put him up against Pangoro as well, being based off the red panda, and of course Pangoro being based on, I guess, the regular panda. We've got the clash of the pandas. I have a feeling Beware will win this out with his Fluffy ability though. That is really powerful. Now that's gonna do it for all the new Pokemon revealed today, so definitely let me know what you guys think of these awesome new additions. My favorite's gotta be Mudsdale. I just love this new horse Pokemon. Of course, previously we only had like Ponyta and Rapidash, so Mudsdale, a very awesome new addition to the horse Pokemon lineup, and being a ground type is not too bad as well. Can't forget about Mimikyu though. I liked it when it was in Korokoro, and I like it even more now that we see it in action, and of course with the Disguise ability, that's gonna make for some awesome mind games. But that's not all the info we got today, as the trailer actually ends off with a pretty awesome reveal. First up is the announcement that you'll be able to host your own tournaments with custom rules in the Pokemon Global Link. This is awesome because of course we've always been able to battle online in Pokemon, but there hasn't been too much in the ways of customizing how you want to battle or restricting which Pokemon or items you want to use. So now we have access to all of that. And finally we have the announcement of Hyper Training. In X and Y, we saw the introduction of Super Training, which allowed you to level up your Pokemon's EVs in a more visible way, and now we have Hyper Training, which is similar but for Pokemon's IVs. So in Sun and Moon, we will meet a man named Mr. Hyper who will actually trade bottle caps, which is another new item we don't really know much about. But I guess similar to the move tutors taking heart scales, he will accept these bottle caps, and in exchange, your level 100 Pokemon will be able to train their individual values, or IVs. It's not clear how many bottle caps you'll need in order to level up a certain IV, but we do know that only level 100 Pokemon can participate in this, which is just going to make competitive battling a whole lot easier because previously you'd have to keep hatching eggs until you get that perfect bred IV Pokemon. Now, of course, you can have one with not exactly perfect IVs, but make them perfect, all 31s, with Mr. Hyper's Hyper Trading. So definitely something for the competitive battling fans, but of course we've seen in Sun and Moon they've been adding a lot of features to make the competitive side a little more appealing to people, maybe make it easier to get into. And I'm all for that because Pokemon is actually a very intricate and complex game at times, and I really enjoy playing the competitive metagames, so all of these additions to make things easier for us to train Pokemon have been great. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this update. I hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely let me know what you think of these new Pokemon and hyper training in Sun and Moon. There is one more feature that I've yet to make a video about. I know I've been talking about it, and it's those special moves. We actually saw a trailer on it a little bit ago, so definitely be talking about that in the future, and maybe more info on hyper trading and other features coming to Sun and Moon. But definitely let me know what you think of those new Pokemon, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.